Closing the relationship loop. Have you ever been in a relationship that just didn't go well? That perhaps there was not a space in which you could express yourself or your partner could express yourself and things just didn't go great. Or perhaps it was super tumultuous, or maybe even you had a love of a lifetime and it was just bad timing. I know, me too. The thing is, when we don't have closure within a relationship, all those things that we wish we could have said or didn't said or say, or have wished that someone would have said to us to allow us to learn the lesson, to be able to release that which no longer served us, and to be able to move on to the next relationship clean without the hurt and the pain of our previous relationship. This is what closing the loop is all about. And today I'm going to show you 2 techniques or 2 rituals which you can use to be able to close the relationship loop. Hi, I'm Vanessa, and I'm a certified life coach. I live here in Sweden. I have 4 kids. I've lived a life. Closing a relationship loop is something that I have learned, and it would have been so amazing had I had the tools and techniques to use it so much sooner in my life. But such is life. So, what are the 2 techniques? The first one is either if you are an ocean type of person, like if you like to walk by the ocean, or you like to go into the forest. I enjoy both, so these 2 work very well for me. So if you walk by the ocean, which is what I like to do, is just sometimes you might cry, honest engine. Just walk, and some people might think you're a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but just release, like literally speak it out into the air. Everything that you wish you could have said when you were with that person, or everything you wish that person could have said to you, to allow you to release the hurt and the pains of that relationship, to acknowledge what was part of you and to acknowledge what was part of the other person. Forgive and let go. And then it's outside and you're walking in the fresh air and you have the negative ions that just help you relax. And you get to listen to the ocean waves just coming in and coming out. And it's almost a meditative type of practice. I do the same thing when we go camping, because I love to go camping, take the tent out in the middle of nowhere with the husband and the dog. There's nothing better. And sometimes when I've had an argument with, my husband or one of my children or a family member or one of my friends, and yes, we have resolved it and we've come to, compromise and agreement, but there's still some of the pain that's aching behind you. Those are the moments that I sit by the forest lake and just speak it out into the air in existence and just acknowledging my part in the conflict, forgiving myself, forgiving the other person, learning the lesson, but most importantly, releasing the pain. The second tool or technique that is also very valuable and incredibly useful is to take a piece of paper, or let's be honest, sometimes 2 or 3, and just write down with a pencil. Just write down everything you wish that you could have said in that relationship, or that you wish was said to you in that relationship, addressing the part of you that created the conflict or didn't, and just acknowledging it for yourself, releasing the pain by forgiving yourself and forgiving the other party. And do the same thing from the other part. If it's something that you wish that you could have heard from your partner, just write it all down on a piece of paper. Everything, the petty, the soft, the hurtful, just everything you could possibly get out. Yes? Take a couple of deep breaths. Pick up the piece of paper or pieces, and then just rip them up into several pieces. Find a bowl or pot in which you could put it into, because you're going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon into this to make everything lovable, and then strike a match and then light it on fire. This action of very safely putting it in a bowl or a pot that's fireproof so you don't hurt yourself or anybody else or your environment. Super clear, okay? After you have it in there, the piece of paper is shredded, sprinkle the cinnamon, light it on fire with the intention of releasing all that no longer served you, only keeping the lesson and letting go of the pain. These two techniques allow each and every person that uses it to be able to close the relationship loop when you don't have the ability to be able to have that conversation with another person. And also, most importantly, since you're releasing the pain and you're keeping the lesson, you're not dragging that hurt into the next relationship and the next relationship, and somehow making the person of which you're with currently suffer and deal with the pain of the stuff that you've had in the past. It allows you to be accountable, it allows you to be whole, it allows you to be completely present within yourself and also within every action you take from this point forward. I trust that learning about the relationship, closing the relationship loop, and the two techniques or rituals of either going by the forest or the ocean and walking and just speaking it into the air and releasing it, or technique two of writing everything down, shredding the piece of paper, putting it in a fireproof bowl or pot, sprinkling cinnamon and putting it on fire and releasing it to let it go. I hope that these two techniques serve you well. Remember, when we value ourselves, we value each other. Take care.